Thanks for joining us for another Tantrum House crowdfunding conniption. Today we're looking at the new game Vedur, which is coming to Kickstarter soon.
Before we jump in, we always want to make you aware that our crowdfunding videos are sponsored in part by our own Kickstarter backers, as well as by the creators of this game. Welcome to Tantrum House Studio 3. I'm Will Meadows.
And I'm Sara Meadows. And today we're looking at the game Vedur from Gamia Games. It's an action selection hand management card game for 2 to 4 players.
Now there are 2 versions baked into this game, the basic game and the advanced. The game takes about 30 minutes to play depending on your player count. In Vedur, players will be taking on the role of one of 4 village seers, each having their own ability to foresee the future in order to reveal weather prophecies.
They will visit the village townsfolk and search for omens that they can use to predict the weather. And when the king is content, he will call the most accurate seer to the court to become his new high seer and winner of the game.
Now we're going to be looking at a prototype version of the game today, but let's jump in and see how it's played.
To set up the basic version of the game, you'll lay out the central board and populate it with weather tiles for your player count.
You'll give each player their unique character card, player board, cards, bits, and then everyone will draw 3 cards off of their personal deck and 2 from the common deck, and then you're ready to begin.
On their turn, players can choose from 3 basic actions. They can draw additional cards into their hand, play cards to the table, or do a combination of the 2.
Their goal in the game is to match the symbols on their cards to the requirements shown on the weather tiles. Once all of the icons have been matched, contributing players will gain victory points, and the player to have placed the final token will score bonus points based on the die.
At the end of each turn, players will draw back up to their hand limit, and then it's the next player's turn.
And when there are no tiles left in the draw pile, the game end is triggered, and then the player with the most points wins.
Now, while the advanced version of the game does feature the same basic gameplay, there are a lot of additions.
Players will use the other side of their tile, revealing a host of new actions and slots.
Elixir cards are introduced, offering players powerful one-time abilities as well as ongoing bonuses.
A card market is also added, allowing players to choose to spend their victory points in order to draft specific cards into their hand or their discard pile.
Players will still be attempting to complete weather tiles in order to gain victory points, but they will have a lot of additional options, including their player-specific weather tile that they can use to complete requirements.
It's a nice handy one that you can plop onto the board whenever you need to finish one out. Now at the end of the game, players will tally all their victory points like before, plus they're going to be points for the number of tiles that they've collected and any elixir cards that might have in-game bonus points on them. And then, as was before, the seers who have done the best job of predicting the weather will be honored by the king as the winner of the game.
This game features a lot of theme and lore where colors represent different types of magic and different parts of the board represent different spirit realms.
Drinking those elixirs are going to give you abilities to forecast the weather better. That's kind of the storyline behind the game. The gameplay is all about timing. So when you jump in to finish a weather tile, that's when you're going to get the most points. Trying not to be the person who almost finishes the tile but doesn't get it done is going to keep you from being frustrated. You do have to play a number of cards on your turn, so you're trying to kind of like spread out where those go on the board so that if you aren't able to finish one, you're not helping the next guy finish his out completely as well.
Yeah, how many victory points you're willing to spend in order to get a really good card is a choice. Whether you're going to spend those victory points to that you're going to have to make up, but you might get just the right card you need to finish something, so you have to weigh all those options.
Now, as we mentioned earlier, this is just a prototype version of the game, so you'll want to make sure to check out their Kickstarter in order to see the latest and greatest version of the game. If you enjoy semi-cooperative games like Smash Up, but maybe you prefer a little less battling and a little more hand management, or if you're looking for a game that features Nordic themes and heritage, or if anything that you saw in this video caught your attention, you should definitely check out Vedur on Kickstarter right now. And then as always, be sure to let us know what you think about the game in the comments, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.